All right, everybody. We have a few quick announcements before we'll open the floor up for an opening statement from Coach Ralph, followed by questions for both Michaela and Justine. But before that, we ask that everybody please silence your cell phones. We ask that you do no recording of a cell phone of this press conference, but we will send out a recording via the NCAA Digital Media Hub. For anyone who has a question, just raise your hand. We have a microphone runner. When you ask your question, we ask that you start by stating your name and giving us your media outlet affiliation. For anyone on Zoom, please use the raise hand function on Zoom. We will address all questions in the room, and if we have time remaining, we will then do our Zoom questions. And with that, I will now open it up for the opening statement from Coach Ralph.
First of all, thank you guys for being here. Love seeing a full room of media covering our sport at Vanderbilt, where we just went to our first Sweet 16 since I've been here in 5 years. So it's great to see you all. Thank you for being here. So proud of my team. The kids sitting next to me, especially these two, have been through a lot here. They came here to make a difference. They came here to do something that hadn't been done before, and we're on that path. And tonight was a big step forward. We're going to celebrate it, but we're really excited to spend another day together tomorrow. I just can't wait to get back to work with them. Lastly, congratulations to Illinois on an amazing season. A lot of respect for Shauna, the way she's building her program, the way she runs her program, the way she leads. And I know they'll be back here again next year.
We'll now open up the floor for questions for our student athletes, Michaela Blakes and Justine Passat.
Justine, you talked yesterday about the home court advantage. You knew it was going to be your last game ever in this building tonight, and when things were maybe a little bit slow early on, you looked like the one who was locked in right from the start. What was your mindset tonight, and how big were some of those early shots going down?
I think for me, I told Coach Kev this before the game. I said I'll fall out on the court if I have to. I knew it was my last game here in Memorial, and as much as this program and everyone around me has given to me, I just wanted to give it back one last time.
For Justine, Mick was kind of struggling a teeny bit early. When she is missing some shots, she just missed a triple-double tonight. 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals. When her shot isn't falling in those rare moments, how good is she at getting everybody like yourself involved and doing all those little things on the court?
I think that's what makes her special. I mean, she isn't just a person that can put the ball in the basket. I mean, she is that, but she is a facilitator. She rebounds the ball, and she's just a great player all around. So it's really important when she finds everybody. There's not one person she doesn't miss on the court, and when she misses them, she'll get them the next time.
Thank you. Michaela, for you, kind of the flow of the game, what did you see that was working so well for you guys early on, you specifically, but also the team?
Yeah, I just was looking for my shooters coming off ball screens. I think they were tagging our roller a lot, so it left them wide open. So continue to find Justine and Jack. I found her, Aubrey as well in transition. I feel like once we're able to shoot the ball real well from the three, like the lane opens up.
How does this one compare to Oklahoma, Texas, LSU, some of those other big wins, but on a bigger stage, a bigger spotlight tonight?
I think for me, it's our last game. It's my last game in Memorial, and we're going to the Sweet 16. We have never done that here. Since I've been here, Michaela's been here, and even Coach Ralph, and I think that's what makes it a lot different than the other games.
Michaela, this for you. It seemed like almost every night lately you're surpassing something, doing something. Tonight you became the all-time sophomore scoring record holder. How does that feel to be able to put another thing by your name that you've accomplished this season?
She had no idea.
Yeah, thank you for telling me. I mean, it's just exciting, like, to be able to do it in Memorial, have my family in the stands, be around my coaches, my teammates as well. I mean, they're the reason why I'm able to do the things I can, and without them, I wouldn't be here. So it's a great thing. I love it, and I'm thankful for the people around me.
Katie Freiberger, USA Today. Michaela, you're about to face the Fighting Irish and previous teammate on Team USA, Hannah Hidalgo. How do you prepare to face someone that you've previously been teammates with but have never competed with on the court?
just take it how we do every single game. I think when we come into the tournament, we have to continue to be us, and we're going to make our game plan, but she's a really good player, and we're going to play her like that too.
Yeah, Justine, just felt like early you guys were trading buckets back and forth, but then when Ayanna Mitchell came in, felt like she really provided a spark. Just what did you see from her tonight?
Yeah, she's a special player. I mean, every time she comes in, she brings that spark for us on defense, and I think that gets the rest of us going and motivated, and she impacts the game a lot when she comes on the court, so I'm very thankful for her.
What was the discussion there early in the fourth quarter about how to navigate and get out of that press? I know, just if there was a rough patch, a couple turnovers there, how did you guys navigate that and get out of it?
Stop turning the ball over.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In so many words.
Anyone? Before our next question asks this, remember to give our name and media outlet affiliation before questions.
Steve Lehman, News Channel 5 again. For both of you, you guys, this was obviously a goal. It's not the end goal for you, but can you appreciate, after everything you've been through, just this moment tonight of punching that ticket to the Sweet 16?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to appreciate it for tonight, but life goes on, life moves forward. We have more games to play, and we're going to focus on that. But to be able to do it, this is what I came here to do, and to continue to do it, not just stop here, but for the upcoming years as well, be able to compete for championships. So I feel like this is a step in the right direction for this program.
I would agree with exactly what she said.
Joe Rexer with The Athletic. For both of you, why is Coach Ralph so effective?
We'll be here for a long time.
Yeah, literally.
I'll say it short. I think she's changed my life. I'm going to get emotional, so I'm not going to say a lot. But I'm super thankful for her. Not only is she a great human being, but, like, the amount of times you had conversation about faith and God is what makes her so special. She knows how important he is to me, and last night we had a conversation. She wrote me a letter, and it was just tears to my eyes, and I don't know. I'm so thankful for her, and I'm very grateful that I'm in this position and have more games to play with her.
Yeah. To second Justine, I'm going to try not to get emotional either, but this is a woman right here who cares about you more than a basketball player. And this past year I did struggle a little bit, just feeling like I didn't have a break. And she's the first person to reach out to me. She knows. She's like, I know you're not going to tell me, but, hey, I see you struggling. What can I do to help you? Things like that. And we're going to find joy in your life. And she found joy in my life. I feel like this year she brought joy back to basketball for me. And it was something I was struggling with. Man. It was something I was struggling with. It was something I was struggling with a lot. But, like, I couldn't ask for a better head coach, better mentor, better role model. This is a human being you want in your life. And she's like a second mother figure to me, which is why my mom was 100% full ride. Like, let's go to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Like, let's be under Coach Ralph.
Rhea Patney, Vanderbilt Hustler. Justine, your last game at Memorial. What has Vanderbilt meant to you, and what do you hope that you meant to Vanderbilt?
Oh, man. Vanderbilt has meant a lot to me. Like Michaela said, she was struggling. They picked me up at one of my lowest moments in my life. I was struggling a lot after freshman year, had a loss of a grandfather, and these people picked me up when I didn't know I could be picked up. And they just kept picking me up every single day. I just hope I left a joyful and positive impact on everybody here around me. I may not have scored a lot, I may not have done a lot, but I tried to be a leader for everybody around me, and I hope that they have noticed that. And, yeah, just, I don't even know. That's all I got.
Jack Frutkin, Vanderbilt Hustler. How important was it, how special was it playing at home in the round of 32 in front of so many Vanderbilt fans? And, what does the crowd, all the signs mean to you guys?
Yeah, it's special. Like we've been saying, I mean, coming here has been one of the greatest decisions of my life. I have my dad here in the stands. He's has supported me since day one. The fans have supported us since day one. The first people that come into the student section are our practice players. And I think that just goes to show the community that we've built here. And we have so many young people that look up to us, and it's pretty special.
We have time for one more question. All right. Thank you so much, Michaela. Thank you so much, Justin.
Don't do that.
That's all right. I'm going to get you later.
I thought you was coming with them.
Yeah, I got to stay.
All right.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. We'll now open it up for questions for Coach Ralph.
Shay, just Elena Morris, Vandy 24/7. Just some tears from you as well. Just what does this group mean to you? I know you guys are not done yet, but obviously a lot of emotion. Just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I think, okay to have emotion. I try not to be emotional. I try to teach them not to operate emotionally, but we're human beings and we have emotion. I think what you just heard from those two, and everybody has a story. I talk about this all the time. We all have stories. I'm a basketball coach because I love basketball, but I get to lead women. I get to impact lives positively. That's my real job. That's my job because people did it for me. And if I'm honest, that lady sitting right back there, she did it for me too. So we have we have a great community of people here who lift women up, who know when to lead and know when to follow, who play the game of basketball really well because we love it, who pour into people really well. We came here to win. That's the name of the game. But at the end of the day, if we can help them learn how to be winners, how to handle adversity, how to be strong women, what it looks like to be part of a community and part of a team, then we've done our jobs. We've done our jobs. And the last thing I'll say is that I get emotional talking about Candace because I think what makes me so proud to be at Vanderbilt, why I love it so much here, is that we get the opportunity and the platform and the stage right now to show people, to show the world what it looks like to invest in women. That's what she does every single day. She invests in women. She invests in protecting the experience of the college student athlete. She invests in people. She invests in leaders. She does it with an open heart. She does it on the biggest stage. She does it day in and day out. The things that I do for my players, that woman back there has done for me. And it's allowed me to pay it forward. We wouldn't be where we are without her and a partnership with the chancellor. But it's from the top down. So the way that I lead is the way that she leads. And we're just grateful, all of us, to be here at Vanderbilt.
I'm Stephanie Kaloy, the 9 Sports. We were lucky enough to hear from Justine, but you have 3 more players who also played their last games tonight here. So what can you tell us about them?
I do. Shoot, we're going to be here all night, y'all. You saw Sasha was super emotional today. This was her true senior night. If y'all remember, she didn't get to play on the night that we honored our seniors. And this is also her last game at Memorial. And the kid that's been here with us the longest, through all the ups and downs, 99% of it you guys don't see. And that's okay. But you get to see the growth and the impact that she's had. And what a beautiful thing to have a player commit to 5 years through some really hard things, to building something that's hard to do. And if it were easy, you'd see a lot of other people doing it and sustaining it. So it's really exciting for me to be able to see her experience this moment here today. Jada Brown is the same. Lots of up and downs. She's been here with us for 4 years, not 5. Lost her father last summer. It was really, really, really hard for her. We weren't sure we were going to get her back. And we did. And now you're seeing her make a huge impact on our team to help us get where we are, and also finding joy in the role that she's playing and the teammates that she has around her and her family that's here a lot as well. And then Jack Olinga, you can't say enough about that kid who really bet on us after going to a Final Four last year and playing an important role on that team. She came here. She had faith in our plan for her. She had faith that we were going to do something special as well. So all of them hold a very special place in our heart. We wouldn't be here tonight without them.
Teresa Walker, the Associated Press. Shay, you've talked a lot about how this is a team. Watching what Michaela did, with that, just filling up the stat sheet, is that, people focus on her being a scorer, but as you pointed out, she can do lots of other things. Do we see the entire array tonight?
You saw most of it. It might have been my fault that she didn't get the triple-double, but I think that Justine hit it on the head. She's a really good basketball player, and I think right now the narrative is that she's a great scorer. She is that, but she's also a great teammate. She also is a great playmaker. She's a great defender. She's a great passer. She's a great decision maker. She's fun to coach. I say it every day. She's an MFer. So when it was time for us to separate, did she miss any shots? No. She made the toughest ones. It was time for us to separate. The ball was in her hands, but she knows Justine's going to make the shots that she makes. Aubrey and her are going to play together, play off of each other. I thought Mitch came in and gave us huge minutes. Sasha did what she does. Jacqueline did what she does. Who else? Ava came in. Okay, Ava and Jada came in. It was a full team effort, but no one had to do more than what they're great at. Everyone showed up today and did what they were great at, and this is exactly what we need from them day in and day out, which is what we've been saying from the beginning of the year. Nothing has to change. It doesn't matter who we play. We turn around, we get a day off, and we're going to prepare like we've been preparing all year for the next game because we get a next game, which is really cool.
Eli Monica at the Nashville scene. You've been through a lot of March Madness brackets, Coach, as a player and as on coaching staff at UConn. What are the lessons of March? What are the things that you're preaching to your team? Or is it, nothing's different? Give us a little insight.
I think the lessons of March that I learned before I got here was that nothing can be different. And, great players, great teams understand what's on the line in March. But that's why you start preparing in the summer. You prepare in November, December, January, like you will prepare in March. So you don't have to get ready. You don't have to, rise to the level of the occasion because you're going to fall to the level of your standards. We operate here every day, on the court, off the court, in the classroom, in the community. There are no exceptions to that. So nothing has to change. We're ready. We're prepared. Now we just have to continue doing what we're doing, put our head down, stay focused on the work, eliminate distractions, and get ready for our next game.
I feel like you've given that same speech.
I have a few times. I've also been given that speech.
Steve Lehman, News Channel 5. Shay, two-part question, if you will. One, just surface level, what everybody sees. You get a big crowd here tonight, second-round game. I know you've been building for that. You win, and you're off to the Sweet 16. What does that mean? And then the second part of it, in building a program that can do that, you elicited the emotions we just saw from Michaela and Justine about the interpersonal part of that. Mm-hmm. How gratifying is that while winning basketball?
I would say to the first part of your question, I was blessed to be able to play in front of a full stand of people, 10,000 people every game. And I think when I was a player, I took that for granted. I did. But I did learn along the way, especially when I wasn't able to play, how important community was and how those fans and that community and the students and the parents and the teachers and all the people that showed up poured into me as a human being. So I always wrapped my identity around a basketball player, but they lifted me up. And so to be here tonight and Saturday night and see our fans, Commodore Nation, our alums, our professors, our coaching community, our athletes, little kids, my daughter, our families show up and do the same thing for us. They poured into us. They lifted us up. And we wouldn't be here without them. And I just want them to know that we know that and that we will continue to honor that you show up for us. We will play for you always. And hopefully we will be able to show up for you in many, many other ways than just playing a basketball game. We represent you, and we're very proud to do that. The second part of the question, I don't know that I would use the word gratifying, although I understand it. I think that this is just the plan and purpose for my life. It's that simple, and my steps have been ordered, and I have faith in that. I have faith in the people that God has put around me, and I understand that those he challenges deeply, he expects a lot from. And so for me, I've been through a lot. I've also experienced a lot of amazing things. Wouldn't it be a shame if I wasn't able to do that for the next generation? If I wasn't able to use what I learned, the things that I got to experience as a player, the ways that I'm growing as a woman, as a leader, as a coach, as a wife, as a mom, to be able to show the next generation of women that they can do the same thing, to teach them how to do the same thing on and off the basketball court. That's the plan and purpose for my life, and I'm going to live it out boldly.
Katie Freiberger, USA Today. I feel like I'm getting so much life advice even just sitting here. But how do you change those emotions and tears into momentum like you were talking about?
I think you acknowledge them. I think you just, you let the feelings are normal. That's a normal part of life, and it's cool that you have them. And I want them to celebrate that it's meaningful, and then they understand we get to work the next day. And listen, if you had known me 20 years ago, you wouldn't have gotten as much advice. I'm telling you, I learned the hard way a lot. But I think you just acknowledge it. You acknowledge that emotions are a normal part of life. I love that they feel comfortable enough to have them. We do have a lot of conversations, and that's important too. But we celebrate tonight. We have a great time together. We acknowledge what we've done to get to this point, and then we wake up tomorrow, like Michaela said, it's another day. And the past is the past, and now hopefully we get tomorrow. And we'll do our best with that day, and then hopefully we'll have another day, and we'll do our best with that day as well.
Last question from Teresa.
Teresa Walker, Associated Press. Shay, 6 SEC teams are in the Sweet 16, but there's going to be 2 games, SEC on SEC, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Texas, Kentucky. Nice sign of this conference's strength at this stage, but might it have been better if it was a little spread out?
It's, I can't control it. I think it's a great sign for the conference. You can't really control if it's spread out or not. But you know how we feel about the SEC conference. It's the best conference in the country. If you want to win a championship, you're going to have to come through us. So it's not a surprise to me that we're seeing that many teams in. And we'll see. Hopefully, we'll continue to be one of them.
Thank you so much, Coach Ralph. Thank you to everyone. We will send out a recording of this press conference on the NCAA Digital Media Hub. just a few quick announcements before we get started. One, we ask that everyone silence their cell phones. We ask that when you raise your hand to ask a question, that you state your name and media outlet affiliation. For those in the Zoom, use the raise hand function in Zoom, and once we address all the questions in the room, then we will go to the questions on Zoom. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Green, and then we'll open up the floor for questions for our student athletes. And with that,
obviously disappointed in the outcome. You know, I thought we had so many good looks and just couldn't make shots tonight. Went on a run, got it down to 9, then gave up those threes in the third. So I thought our first quarter just, you know, our first and the end of the third kind of got us. But give Vanderbilt a lot of credit. They're obviously really good, you know, and you know, they made it hard for us in a lot of different things. So again, credit them. But with a young team, you know, there's a lot of optimism. And you know, we talked about it in the locker room. We're going to learn from this year. There's a lot of great learning opportunities for us, and we're going to come back and you know, like told them, let's run this back and take everything and use this feeling as motivation going into next season, and keep this core group together.
with that, we'll open it up for questions for our student athletes, Barry Wallace and Jasmine Brownhager.
Joe Vazzelli from the Champaign News-Gazette. For either player, just Coach referenced it, but that first quarter, first half, what you kind of see there, that they, you know, the shots weren't falling. What was kind of going on there that led to that?
I think they were just, you know, being aggressive and getting a lot of offensive rebounds, which was something we knew that they were going to try to do, but we just weren't executing, getting those box outs and grabbing the rebounds, which I think killed us the most. You know, they were missing some shots earlier, and I don't think our defense was that bad, but, you know, it was those second chances where they were scoring off of those. And then obviously they push a lot in transition and try to score off turnovers. So, you know, we could have just done a better job taking care of the ball as well.
Brian T., Chicago State of Mind Sports. Question for both of the players. I would like for you guys to both answer. There's a clear established standard for this program. Could you just give me your thoughts just on what it means to you both to be a part of this new standard?
For me, it means a lot to be a part of this program. Reasoning is just because there's no excuses and kind of what our standards are. And I think with this group that we have, I think we're all starting to learn and understand that and just know that our standard is going to get us to where we want to get to, and we just have to consistently do that at a high level. And just knowing that there's no one else I'd rather play for, just because she stands for everything I truly want to be when I leave college. And it's just no excuses, everyday woman. And just knowing that that's just what this program is about. And kind of like at the end of the game, that's just how we have to play too as well. Like, you know, the whole game, like I think second half, kind of when we were down, it's just kind of like, okay, but who are we at our core? And that's just kind of what we have to go out there and represent. And we just weren't consistent in that enough tonight. But I think moving forward, like we're truly starting to understand like what it really means to play for Illinois.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time, like everyday women, and I think that really is who we are at our core, and Coach Green models that for us every day, and her leadership, just showing up every day and giving us her best and our whole staff as well. And I think, you know, we worked hard every single day this year, and like she said, no one made any excuses, but I think, you know, we're just going to use this as motivation going into the off season. Like, we're everyday women all year round, not just in the season, so we're going to work every day in the off season and in the preseason as well, and just prepare for next year.
Stephanie Kaloy, the 9 Sports. Despite this loss, you've still had a really great season. What can you each tell us about each other this season?
I kind of said this to Barry back in the locker room, but I'm so proud of how she stepped up this year. For this only being her second year in college, she plays like she's been here in another lifetime, and just knowing that she's grown so much, used her voice so much, and that she's never too high, never too low. You're going to get the same thing from Barry every single day, and I love that so much about her. And one thing, she can always make me smile, so she's just a really good person to have in your corner and to have on your team, because you know she's going to play for you, and there's no question about that.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it in the locker room already, but, you know, just the way that Jazz shows up every day as well. You know, she's our best defender, and she comes out every day and she wants to guard the best player, and she executes that every single game and just brings that same drive for all of us. And I think this year she really stepped up as well in her leadership, and she was talking to us every single day and leading our team huddles and leading our practices, and people didn't see that stuff, and I feel like sometimes people don't notice the things that she does as much, and she is a huge part of our team, and I'm really grateful for the way she shows up for all of us, and she truly cares for us. Like, she plays this game for her team and for all of us, and we all just really appreciate that, and we love her a lot, and she does make me smile a lot too. She makes me laugh the most on the team.
Hey.
Just for everyone, the players too, obviously the disappointment of the season ending, but then too with that promise of what could be the future and how NCAA tournaments have become a norm when they weren't for this program. How much are you kind of weighing that as you kind of end this season and look forward to next one?
Yeah, I think it's really cool how we have kind of, and the people that came before us have kind of changed the culture of Illinois basketball, and Coach Green coming and just really making a difference, means a lot, and we all bought into that, and I think it's just, there's so much optimism looking into next year, and although we, wanted to win this game and make it even farther, like, we know, like, and we all saw the potential that we have, and we know what we're capable of, so I think, there's a lot to look forward to. Like, we're all so young, and we have a lot of really good players, so I think it's really exciting for us as well.
Brian T, Chicago State of Mind Sports. Question for you, Barry. After a really solid freshman year, this sophomore year, you really turned it on. What did you learn about yourself being at the top of scouting reports this year?
Yeah, I think I just learned a little bit, like, more so what I'm capable of, and it means a lot, the confidence that my coaches and my teammates have in me, and they try to put me in the best possible situations on the court to succeed, and I think it's been really fun for us to continue to grow as a team and just, have a lot of ups in the season and just accomplish a lot of different things, and I think I just learned, that, I can lead in my own way, and I've had to step up as a leader on the team this year in different ways, but I think I learned just, just more of what I'm capable of, which is super cool.
We'll take a question from Zoom from Joey Wagner. You should be good, Joey. Do you want to try the question from Jay Kinley? Or G. Kinley? I don't think it's coming through. Do we have any other questions on the floor?
I guess just specifically in that third quarter, I mean, I know you would hit some big shots and they would kind of respond. Just kind of take me through that feeling of that, those runs back and forth and how maybe that made a little bit of difference in the game tonight.
I think for myself, just knowing that we came out in the third quarter and we were getting the stops, we were getting scores as well. I think we just have to find the kind of the discipline to be able to know like what they're trying to do in those next possessions after we've made a run or something like that. Because I think they ripped off like 4 threes or something after, and just knowing that when we change a defensive coverage or something, just kind of echoing it and just being there and just being aggressive and just kind of being very aware of like what they're trying to do to kind of stop our runs. And I think we just lacked that a little bit today.
What's the biggest thing the players can take from this season and NCAA tournament run to next season?
I think the biggest thing I take from this season is just like your response to adversity is the most important thing, and I think we learned a lot about ourselves as a team, and I know I did as well. If we're not hitting shots, to continue to be confident and take shots that we know we take all the time, and when we mess up or maybe we start slow, like if you have a great response, that can propel you for the rest of the game. And bouncing back even just from losses throughout the year, I think we did a really good job just continuing to be more and more together as a team and just learning from them. So I think we can take that, this loss and this season overall and propel us into next year.
Yeah, kind of to piggyback off of that, looking forward to next year, just kind of putting ourselves in the best position going into the tournament. I think there's a couple games like during the season that we should have capitalized on that we kind of fell short on. So I think kind of knowing that we have this year under our belt, but just knowing kind of what it takes to be in the best position going into March Madness for these kind of games, whether that's hosting or whether that's just having a higher seed. But just I think we're learning like all the little things matter. Every single game matters, and I think that's what we can take from this March Madness tournament.
We have time for one more question if we have another question. If not, thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you so much, Barry.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We'll now open up the floor for questions for Coach Green.
Coach, what did you learn about your team over the course of this season?
Man, I don't have enough time. I learned so much about these guys, and coming in, I knew that there'd be some ups and downs with such a young team, freshman point guard, 2 freshman starters. And I told myself my word was patience. I need to be patient. And then I don't want to say surprised, but they actually, we didn't have as many probably bumps in the road as I probably even prepared myself for mentally coming in with such a young team. I just thought that they learned very quickly, and they were just so hungry and coachable and so bought in right away that they were willing to do whatever it took. They're just hard workers. They love basketball. They're constantly in the gym. They're constantly watching film. And as the season went through, we started learning from some of the mistakes we made. You could see it in real time, their growth. And then we started believing. And then we started just really starting to figure stuff out, getting more connected. And I think it was just really all part of the process. Like, we ended up having a great year. I told them in the locker room, we need to be really proud of this year. Like, it didn't end how we wanted. I mean, obviously, you want to win. You want to get to a Sweet 16. But in the big picture, for such a young team that with so many new guys, to do what they have done this year, all the big wins, winning another game 2 times back-to-back. It hasn't happened at Illinois, I think, in 20-some years. We're moving in the right direction, and that's what this is all about. So right now it's you're mad you lost, but you got to look at big picture, and I'm really proud of these guys.
Stephanie Kaloya, the 9 Sports. Barry mentioned this, and you just mentioned this. Getting a team to buy in isn't guaranteed, and a lot of times it doesn't happen at all. So what do you do? Like, how do you make that happen, or how does that exchange happen between you and the players?
Yeah, I think it's the culture you create, right? And I know culture is probably the most overused word in sport, but it's about relationships. It's about, really getting to know these guys and understanding what's important to them and building true, genuine relationships. That's what our program's built on, It's what we do. It's what we've always been about. It's why a lot of these kids decided to come to Illinois, was because of relationships and vision. When Illinois wasn't the cool place to be, I mean, a lot of these guys believed in it before, we were even winning at a high level. So to me, it's all about the relationships and the culture. And when you have that, when they know you really care about them and love them, and I'm going to coach them hard, but I'm doing that because I want them to be the best that they can possibly be and be the best version of themselves. And then you get that buy-in, and they're super tight, connected team. And it's just really been fun to watch them grow and get even more together throughout this year.
Teresa Walker, the Associated Press. You talked yesterday about Blake's as a scorer. Today, she just missed a triple-double and had 4 steals. When a player that can score is doing all those other things, how much more dangerous does that make her and make her teammates?
Yeah, I mean, she's one of the best players in the country, right? And she can do everything. We knew that. That was one thing. You know, you have some players that they're just scorers or they're just, no, she can do everything. She can pass. You know, she rebounds, she defends. You know, she's very impressive. Obviously, you see her on film, then seeing her in person is, you know, she's an elite player, one of the best there is. So, you know, and we knew she was going to get hers, but like I told the team, our thing coming in was we can't let anyone else go off. And, you know, Passat just we let her get way too many shots wide open and had some mistakes defensively on her. And I thought that was who really hurt us in the first half. Blake's got going late. Blake's only had 10 at half. So, you know, I just thought overall there was some times we had it to 9 and they hit 4 threes in a row off of just 1 pass 3 kickouts, like urgency plays. And like that can't happen, you know, like you're making a run, you get it into single digits. We got to understand you need to stop and you can't have them just drive 1 pass 3. We were in a switch and we didn't switch aggressive enough, give up another 3. So those are some of those moments that they were talking about that we got to learn from, because you can't give the best player, one of the best players in the country, open looks like that off of our defensive miscommunications and lack of urgency. And give them credit. I mean, that's why they're great. They make you pay.
Coach, could you speak to the evolution of Barry and also Jazz as leaders on this team?
Yeah, they've come so far. You know, both of them have come so far. I mean, Barry's only a sophomore, right? And you know, to do everything she's had to do this year, be the leading scorer, be at the top of the scouting report. Now we need you to lead, and you know, and she's figured out her own way to lead. And same thing with Jazz. You know, Jazz has had some ups and downs in terms of, you know, her leadership and stuff like that, but she really figured it out this last month, and she has been so impactful for our team as a leader, as a player, as a voice. And now they get it, like they understand it. And so where I just think this whole year has taught us so much, and now we got to use this and take all those lessons and put it into next year. You know, now we won't be the youngest team. We won't be any of that, but we are now an experienced team that can reference back to, remember when this happened and this is what we did. And we did that even at our last few games. We had learning moments that we could go back to. So both of those guys have just done an unbelievable job in terms of learning themselves and learning how to now be that vocal piece, because they didn't have to last year. We had 5 seniors. You had, you know, 3 of them were 23 years old. Like, you know, now they're figuring it out, and that's where the season's been so valuable. And I think now they're confident in their voice. They're confident in their leadership. They understand how important that is to our success.
How important is that experience for the team right next season? Just going on a run in the Big Ten tournament and then winning a game against Vanderbilt?
It's everything. Experience matters. You don't see many teams young winning an NCAA tournament. You just don't. Men's, women's, right? You see as veterans. You need people that have been there before. So having that experience now they know what it's like. And same thing, you know, they're going to know what it's like in the Big Ten tournament. They're going to know what it's like I told them, in the dog days of January, when you're going, like, every game matters. Every game, because we need a better seed. We need a better seed. So this has been our highest seed in our 4 years here. We got to continue to bump that up. So every single day, every single game, every single possession, that's how you take that next step. So all those things now we can talk about, we can reference back to, and then they got to go and they got to put it into action.
Shauna, I know you referenced too, just feeling like some shots that you really liked and missing those, and how do you maybe not let that affect other things and let that lead kind of balloon like it was able to for Vanderbilt?
Well, I mean, against a good team, you have to you got to make shots. Like, you just have to. Your defense, we hang, and we still, what do we allow? Only 75. I mean, these guys are scoring a lot more than that point. So I don't think our defense was awful. We had that stretch in our start wasn't good, They got too many. We gave up too many, 21 in the first. And then we made that run in the third, and we went boom, 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 and they scored, and we're not scoring. So, but at the end of the day, like you can only hang your head on your defense so long, and then we made too many defense mistakes. But you got to hit shots. Like you can't come and upset someone on their home floor shooting 13% from three and 29% from the field. It's just not going to happen. I don't care if our defense was like, you have to be perfect defensively. So, but my thing is with them, the controllables are our defense, our urgency, our communication, our effort. Offense, sometimes the ball doesn't go in. I mean, we got wide open shots. Now, they are handsy and physical, but there's a lot of, we missed point-blank layups. We've never shot 13% and 29%, I don't think, all year. So it's just a bad time to not shoot it well. So I think it was a mix of both, but you got to hit shots. Simple as that.
We've got time for one more question right here.
So, Coach, obviously not the way you wanted this season to end, but what excites you going forward with your program?
That we got everyone coming back. Last year, I was crying like a little baby, after that last game because you just had guys that had been with you for 3 years and that had literally changed everything about the narrative and the everything about Illinois basketball. It was that group, right? And now we have this young group. So where I'm obviously hate to lose more than anything, so I'm pissed about that. But I have a ton of optimism right now, and I'm very, very grateful for this team, and I'm very optimistic and really excited. I've never probably been more excited for in this moment to be able to say that for next year because of how young we are and because of all the experience and everything that we've learned and listening to our team in that locker room and the tears and them talking to one another. That has me even more optimistic and more excited to get back with these guys and get back to work because they're ready to go and they're committed and they're hungry and the thing is they're very grateful for what we've established here, and they're very excited about the future as well. So when you have all that stuff that goes back to the culture and everything, I can't wait. I know we got to take some time off, but I'm ready to get back to practice and get going and preparing for next year.
Thank you so much, Coach
Thank
Green.
you, guys.
Hammond Communication will provide a digital recording of this press conference, which will be available on the NCAA digital media.